Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone had a blessed weekend and as well. What are you telling me, my guy, Jalil? What are you saying?
Yeah, man, good man. And it's awesome.
Don't start singing too early.
Stop it, stop it. But no, man, it's good, man. Happy with the results. It could have gone either way, but yeah, it's going well, man. Hope you boys are good as well.
Yeah. All good over here. Jeff, what are you telling me, bro?
All good, man. Interesting weekend of footy as always.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
say no more. And last but not least, our guy Demo's back in the building. What are
Yeah,
you saying, man? Been a while.
yeah, good to be good. To be fair, both our teams are motoring on nicely, so maybe a good time. We'll see. We'll see with the rest of the season. But no, all's good. Happy to be back on.
Yeah, no, 100%. In fact, the fact you mentioned that actually, Arsenal Liverpool's on Wednesday, so Wednesday we usually do a debate show, but this week we might have to do a little prediction thing, a little combined 11. I don't know if that's actually worth anything, but just might be worth it.
Yeah,
No combined 11. Nah.
Well, we could get one or two in there. Come on, man.
Oh,
One,
Maybe.
Where?
one,
Maybe.
one. Not
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
Maybe one.
Just give me
Yeah.
one off the top. There's not one off the top
Yeah.
of my head.
say who you're taking.
Odegaard in central midfield.
Centre mid. He's not already a centre mid.
Yeah, instead of who,
He's
Thiago.
only one,
I'm just-
maybe.
He's not, bro. He's not better than Thiago. I'm sorry.
No,
Thiago,
he's not better than
Odegaard's sick,
Thiago.
but Thiago
See,
is Thiago.
He might be better than you can't really compare him with Henderson either. They're completely different players.
Yeah,
so like,
completely different. Yeah,
I was going for inform, really, to be fair. But
yeah, no, he is flying. No,
he's flying right now. He is flying right now. We'll get on to him still.
yeah, we've got a few players in form, and
Yeah,
so does
man.
Liverpool, to be fair. But
Yeah, but yeah, man. People smash the likes as always when you first jump in. Road to 400 subscribers. So if you can help us out, reach as soon as we can, then do that. And obviously, the guys at the Near Post podcast, the link is still there. They're still past 400 subscribers, which is amazing. And I know they're going to
Yeah.
get really up and running again
we'll
soon.
get back into it soon, hopefully.
So yeah, man, make sure you go and support them as always. But we thought that the best place to start would be, Man United. You know what I'm saying? Some people are saying I owe Ronaldo an apology. I don't owe him an apology at all. I don't owe Ronaldo an apology. But what I do have to say is that it was a fantastic hat trick for him. I actually didn't think the overall quality of the game was the highest. I feel like there was a lot of mistakes from both teams. Like I thought for United, I thought Pogba was awful. I thought Fred was decent, to be fair. I thought Fred was decent. But Ronaldo was very good. I thought Sancho played well. Defensively, I don't think they were troubled too much because Tottenham did score a penalty and an own goal. Apparently, own goals is actually Tottenham's third highest scorer this season.
Yeah, I've seen that on Sky. Mad one.
What?
Yeah, which is a crazy stat. And then for Spurs, I feel like Kane and Son didn't really play that well either. So, but Ronaldo's the topic right now, obviously, especially with PSG going out last week, Messi not performing. He was getting booed yesterday by the PSG fans, which is crazy, him and Neymar. So, Jalil, man, like that performance from Ronaldo, that hat trick, the way that it's going for Messi, is there a level of respect that we need to put on Ronaldo's name that hasn't been done this season?
it's a weird one. It's a weird one because this Messi and Ronaldo beef won't really die down until they retire. Really, I mean, if Messi's doing well, everyone's like, "Oh, Ronaldo's shit." If Ronaldo's doing well, everyone's like, "Messi's shit." I feel like you just gotta leave it out. Do you know what I mean? I know the PSG fans are booing him because of Ronaldo's getting goals and stuff. It might be, I don't know. I'm assuming here. I'm assuming.
I think it's because of the Champions League the other day. They're blaming him.
Oh,
and Neymar.
yeah.
They're blaming them too. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some of them had some of them might have been Ronaldo fans, and you know how it gets. Some people think you got to choose either Ronaldo or Messi, which is silly, But some people are diehard fans, so I get that. That could have come into play as well. And I know Ronaldo's linked to PSG at some point as well before. So it's a bit of a wild one, but yeah, man, you got to pick up Ronaldo. I was watching him kickball and that, man. He's going back the years, man, about 15 years or something. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a mad one. Yeah, the thing is, you could do well in one game and the next game you could go missing. Do you get what I'm saying? But for me, I don't think Ronaldo's having a bad season. I never once said he's having a bad season. I'm pretty sure he's up there with the numbers in that. I think he's in top 10 goal scorers in the Prem at the moment.
He's second.
He's second.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of goals.
12 goals though, so it's a bit.
Yeah, that's the problem. This year, the goal scoring standards has been relatively poor, to be honest. I mean, apart from Salah, who's got 20, but you'd expect some people to be around 19, 20-ish at this time of year, March time.
Mm-hmm.
So Salah's doing what usually the top gunmen do in the league, but everyone else is kind of underachieving, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, still second top scorer though. But yeah, go on.
What did Salah get last year, Dermot? Do you know, top of your head? Do you know what happened?
In the Prem, 20, yeah, it was around 20, yeah, in the Prem. 22.
20, damn.
Last year,
20 every year, man.
Last year, the top scorer was Vardy, 24, I think.
Salah got 22.
Harry Kane, I think, last year. No, because he got the top assist as well. Was that last year?
Oh, yes.
Kane got 23.
Yes.
Kane got 23, Salah got 22.
Yeah. Kane, because Kane won the Golden Boot and the assist one as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a mad season from Kane, to be fair.
I mean, still roughly about 9 to 12 games left of the season left, man. You know,
yeah, for United.
Numbers could fly. Look at Ronaldo, just got 12 just like that through one game. So
exactly, yeah.
So anything could happen, really.
Same with Ivan Toney. You see,
I was going to mention Toney, yeah,
5 or 6, and like people are only giving him a bit of respect now. But I've watched a bit of Brentford. He's still been quite good. It's just his general play is very tidy. Do you know what I mean? But I know he got I think he's the best penalty taker in the league. Don't know if you've seen his penalties.
His penalties are crazy.
They're the coolest thing ever.
Oh, better than Harry Kane's.
Toney in penalties. Yeah, I think he's a better penalty taker.
Oh, Harry Kane's penalties are crazy, you know.
There's a debate they had.
Yeah. To be fair, Dermot was bigging them up last season before they come into the Prem. I remember watching your videos, and you did a whole video on Ivan Toney. To be fair,
that was because of Pete, though. That was because of Pete.
It was Peter. Okay. I remember years ago we'd be in work, even when he was at Peter, where Peter would just be like this. Then he signed for Brentford, and Peter couldn't stop talking about it. I was like, okay. Then I seen him got 30-odd goals he brought the championship record. I think Mitrovic broke that again this year, but he's actually changed his game a bit, Toney. Like, he's not just the gunman. Obviously, he's not going to get the chances as much as he would in the championship, but his hold-up play is quite good. He's got a nice touch. He kind of brings, and obviously now, no surprise, Eriksen's kind of in the team. He's starting to bag goals. It's no fluke.
Exactly, and I think just to touch on Jahlil's point with Ronaldo, like how it can take a game just to escalate. Ivan Toney a couple games ago was on 6 league goals, and people are saying he's not doing that well. Now all of a sudden, 5 goals in 2 games, he's on 11, third top scorer in the Premier.
11.
Yeah, all of a sudden, 2 games, he's gone from 6 to 11.
I think Peter's.
He scored both early, Jahlil, at the weekend. And
I didn't watch that game. I can't even lie to you.
I don't think many did.
CR7, man. He's got. I kind of want to give him some credit, man. I mean, as I said, anything can happen. I think consistency is key. If Ronaldo does this now and then doesn't show up for the rest of the season and they end up getting 5th, then we're bigging him up for no reason, kind of thing. But we got to kind of applaud him. I know he had a lot of sponsors at the game. I know there was a NFL. Who was it? Tom
Brady.
Tom Brady was there. A lot of people have to watch him. So he's thinking, cool. Let me take my tablets. Let me do the business. You get what I'm saying? So, having said that, man. I kind of want to propose something in regards to what I've been saying. I'm going to take back the 4 for Arsenal. I think it's still a bit sticky here.
Right,
because come on, man, you can't show up like that, man. What's Fred been smoking? Same thing Shaka's been smoking. Shaka started running out the pitch the other day. I'm seeing Fred doing the same business, getting assists in that, flick ones and a lot. He's playing a bit higher. I'm thinking, what's going on? And Harry Maguire.
Oh God.
How could? Do you know what? I'm not going to talk about Harry, guys. I'm going to save that for. I'm going to save that for Jeff. I want to say it for Jeff because I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to slaughter anyone. Let me just big up CR7. Big him up, man. He's running back the clocks and that. But man, I'm gonna bring back what I said before. 4th is still up in the air, man. Anything can happen. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I hear that, man. I hear that. 6 people in the building. Smash the likes. Big up Team Soccer saying yes, lads. Hope you're good. Neymar is at fault. I hear that he was very poor.
He was terrible, and I love Neymar.
He was awful, man, and overrated.
I don't know if you can just blame last year.
I can't blame him, but
not just him, but he was poor. Yeah, you expect more from him.
Yeah, I'm past that with him, man. Like I've been here too many times with him, man. Like he's just a talented guy who doesn't really care a lot of the time.
Yeah, since he went to PSG, he's just been spoiled, I think. At Barca, he had the hunger since he's gone PSG.
I don't know if you've watched his documentary. I watched it. It was good on Netflix. Like, yeah, you can just tell as well. He's just not putting the effort off the pitch. Even just his conditioning compared to like even I know Ronaldo, but even to any top player like a Salah, just I know he's skillful. That only get you so far. Like I don't know. He's just so frustrating, and he's so good on his day. But I have to say, like against Real Madrid, like if he's not pressing, but he produced an absolute worldie where he banged one in from 20 yards, or he skinned a few players. You know what I mean? When it was in crunch time, but he's not doing either, so you can't actually question his work rate. You know, that sort of way. It's so disappointing. Yeah,
unfortunately with Neymar these last couple of years, you can tell if he's going to have a good game in the first 5 minutes, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Like, and yeah, man, but
he just needs structure, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. We got Jamie in the building saying, John, we need an apology for your Ronaldo fella. Oh, wait, listen, I already said it. There's no apology coming from me. I wasn't wrong. I was right.
John, I think he's saying. I think he was saying back to the last show we had on Monday last week. You said that I'm going to say it now. Ronaldo's done. He's washed. To say someone's washed and done means they can't come back, right? That's what he's saying. He's saying that's what he's saying. Because like, do you know what I mean? When it comes to Aubameyang at Arsenal, he was done with us, but he's not done officially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what he was saying. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear that. In that case, then maybe. I'm still not sure. I'm not gonna go off the one game and say he proved me wrong. But what I will say is his performance proved me wrong. But he needs to do it. I need to see a bit more of it. But I hear you. Don't worry, Jamie. I know you're looking out for me. Don't worry, bro. Listen, I said he was finished. Listen, I've told you how Ronaldo's finished, man. But then again, he had a 2-week break from the last time he played, so maybe. That's where I feel like Ronaldo needs some self-awareness as well, because let's not get it twisted. Ronaldo's the reason he plays every game. We saw him strop off when they were winning 2-0 at Brentford, and there was no need for him to stay on the pitch. And he stropped off. It's Ronaldo who wants to play every game. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
I don't know. I think it's
Ronaldo.
It's both. Like, I think at some point, like obviously when the team's bad, you want to help. If you're Ronaldo, you're like, I want to play, and you'd want your player to be on every moment. It's Man United. I've been saying it it's Man United's fault. Yeah, he plays every game. Like, why is a 36? Like, why are you treating the guy like he's 25? Like, that's the thing with this Ronaldo and Messi like thing. Like, I'm not judging them at the end of their careers. They've done too much dirt for 2 decades for me to now say, this one's washed or this one like. Come on, man! Like, you put in too much work. Like, you're like the modern bar for football, and for football moving forward. Like, they've revolutionized football in many ways. So I can't say you're washed. It's impossible. Like Ronaldo, another thing, he's been playing the same way for years. Like, his game is based off service. If there's no service, he's not going to be the best Ronaldo. He's not going to score goals like that because he's not a presser anymore. He's not got 1,000 step overs anymore. He's not even going to drift wide like he used to. He's going to wait in the box and be a predator because that's what he does now. Yeah. With the exception of the long range banger he scored, but that's his game. So it's confusing when like he gets stick to me because it's like he was doing the same thing at Real Madrid towards the end of his time.
Nah, but people weren't watching him properly, Jeff. That's the problem.
Yeah, they just see the goals.
I know. They just see the stats.
I know, but we have to give for those who you weren't watching. Like he was doing the same thing at Real Madrid.
Yeah, he was.
A large portion towards the end. Juve, he was doing the same thing. It's just that they were the most dominant team in that league for a lot of the time. And at Man United, he's doing the exact same thing. So I can't give him any criticism, like, at all.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And like, obviously, big up Rash who just joined us.
My guy Rash.
Big up Rash in the building, man. Before we go on to Rash, just demo quickly, just expanding on Jeff's point. It's funny because just looking at social media and stuff, you see a few people saying that this season with how poor Messi's done, it's kind of shown that Ronaldo's flexibility to play in multiple leagues might actually give him an edge in the GOAT debate. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think how Messi's performed this season, how Ronaldo's still doing now, like, has that swayed anything in your mind, or like how you were setting was the same?
I think honestly, watching Messi, I'd say I've watched about 2 PSG games. You know, the odd Sunday night game when it's on BT when I think they played Lyon. Yeah. I've watched a couple of them. I remember the game I watched, he was actually taken off. This was near the start of the season. Then I've watched most of the Champions League. I honestly look like Messi's not trying, like not trying prop, but like I honestly don't think he really cares. Like I think he's just going out there and saying, "Well, let's see what happens," sort of thing. I honestly don't think he's bothered that they lost. That's honestly how it looks. At least with Ronaldo, it looks like he obviously is. He's raging whenever Man United lose, get embarrassed or whatever, don't perform well. And his mentality is class. Obviously, like natural skill level, I don't think there's a debate, to be honest. But I think too many people put all the emphasis on your natural ability and stuff. At the end of the day, athleticism is still part of being a good player, a great player. You know what I mean? Like looking after that's all still part of it. Because mentality, like even for the last goal, who was he on? Romero for that header. He just wanted the header more. There wasn't anything really special about it. He just wanted the header. Yeah. In terms of that GOAT debate, I always change. I do think Messi, just because prime Messi, I just think was magical to watch, and like he still produced the numbers as well. Ronaldo, I do slander him. Obviously, it's good crack because he plays for United and stuff. But his goal record, I know people don't like all the stats and stuff, but I just love his mentality, like that. His dedication to athleticism, his diet. I love all that. But he still produces. Well, like to be fair, he scored a lot of crucial Champions League games as well. Let's see what he does against Atletico tomorrow. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he got the winner. Like, let's be honest, a lot of his performances have been shit. They just have been. I've been watching it go to United. That's partly his fault and partly the team's fault. Even in his prime, his general play was never like when he moved up front. Even at Madrid, it was never amazing. But his finishing, his movement and stuff was insane. So. You do have to credit, like I'd say he still firmly believes there's another Champions League in it for him. I still think he thinks he can carry them to a Champions League, so fair play to him. But I don't know. As Jeff said, he shouldn't be playing every week. That is United's fault. Every 2 or 3, he should just be playing the big games, I think.
Yeah, they just got to do a better job managing his minutes. Like it's just it doesn't make sense for him to be playing this much at this point in time in his career. But we'll see what he does tomorrow. Like Champions League, we know his stage. He loves it. Atletico are no nemesis of his. So that it should be an interesting game, especially without the away goals rule. In the end, last week in the PSG Madrid thing, it actually ended up working out the fact that there were no away goals because it actually ended up making it interesting in the end. But yeah, Rash, we were just talking on Ronaldo. Big up James. If I hear that Dream starting his waffle too, then you lot send me the link so I can voice my opinion. Rash ain't no hater, man. He gives people his props. So Rash, there you go, funny, man. Time to give United props, bro. God.
Sorry, give United props. That's not what I do out here. I analyze games and I talk about it. That's about it. And I give Ronaldo props, being the age that he is. Doing what he can still do, you gotta rate the man. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And what he has achieved in regards to the amount of goals that he scored over his career. They're saying that he's the top scorer of all time. I don't know, man. I believe Pele scored more, and I don't care if it's in someone's back garden. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I saw some of those games. Yeah, the man was winning 20-0. Yeah, 15-1. Yeah, all the goals scored by Pele. Yeah, yeah. Can't take them away from him just because we didn't recognize those teams. You know what I mean? He was playing.
Fair enough.
He was getting paid to play. He was getting paid to play. Getting paid to play. Scoring them goals that they count. Yeah, 3,500 goals, Pele. Yeah. United. It was a good game to watch. It was a good game to watch for me because, battle of the bastards, Spurs and United. You know what I'm trying to say? It's always, I don't really care who wins or who loses, but I just want to see a good game. And it was that. and it was end to end. It was exciting to watch. It was good that United came out with the victory because of just how the way the game went. Uh, I thought it was good that they still found it in them to get over the line and get the victory over the line. Obviously, the 3 points it means a lot to them in their chase for the top four as well. So it's nice to know that they still had. It's good to know that they still have that grit in them and they still want to fight till the end of the game's finished. But Ronaldo, man, I was actually watching the game with my missus, who's actually been watching a lot of games with me lately. Don't know why, but yeah. So we was watching the game together, and she was every time Ronaldo scored, like, Ronaldo, I thought he was retired. I was like, no, I don't know where you heard that, but it's like, yeah, I thought he was retired. What, he's scoring goals? I'm like, yeah, and he scored another one. She's like, oh my days, again, another one, and he's got a hat trick. I can't believe it. How old is he? 45. I'm like, no, he's like 37, but yeah, my man still doing his thing, you know. And so it's just good to see. You know what I mean? It's good to see. It's good to see that you can take him off, give him a couple games rest, and say, come back, do the business, and he does. And as you guys were saying beforehand, he shouldn't be playing every game. He needs those recovery days, especially if he's training every day as well. You know, do you remember Ledley King? He had two. He didn't have any knees, so he didn't train and stuff like that. But the manager knew how to use him and when to use him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I know it's totally different. One's age and one is injury and stuff like that. But it's about your manager knowing what is best and how to utilize you the best and to get the best results from you. And you see them kind of take that kind of stance of sympathy with Cavani. It's like they see, I don't know, maybe because they see it in his face that he's old, why they're treating him like that and not Ronaldo. But I can see like they've seemed to understand now that, look, my man can't play every game. He can play maybe 2 games, and then we may need to rest him for 2 games. So let's see which one of those 2 games are more important to include him in. You know what I'm saying? And if they go forward like that, they're going to get the best out of Ronaldo. Yeah. United, though, Bantam FC, they ain't going to get no niceties from me. That's what I'm saying. So, Jamie, I'm waiting.
But, yeah, man. I mean, just segued it like from Man United. Jalil said that type of performance from Ronaldo makes him think that maybe top 4 is not in Arsenal's hand. United should still be considered favourites.
No way.
Now, Arsenal won 2-0 yesterday. Very comfortable win. So, I don't know, if you want to just come in there before I come through to the rest of the guys on Arsenal. Like, it was an easy win against Leicester. Like,
yeah, I watched it. It was just one of them where if he's probably needed to go up another gear, I think he's could have. It was just cold. I'd say you were watching that game like not really that much stress and stuff. I know Ramsdale made a great save, but behind that, I can't really think of much. These are just motoring nicely. These are just kind of playing 7 out of 10 every game. 7, you know what I mean? Nothing absolutely outstanding, but these are just that's all you need. Especially like I personally thought the Spurs United game, it was very exciting, but it was actually poor quality. Like both teams just kept.
Oh yeah,
quality was bad. I think Neville said it a few times. It was just bad standard. Like I just think Man United are just going to drop more points. I know you have us on Wednesday. I think it's Tottenham, and is it Chelsea or something? Or
I know
like
it's Villa, isn't it?
Villa.
We've got Liverpool at home. We've got Liverpool. We still have Liverpool at home. Villa away.
We've got Spurs Chelsea away, still, Spurs and Man United.
Chelsea away, Crystal Palace away, and United at home. So we still have those games. So it's a tough running. I ain't gonna lie.
I still think though, like looking at it from here, I was looking at the table earlier. You have to get top 4 now. I know maybe wouldn't have been the expectations for all Arsenal fans, but like your expectations can change. It's like when Liverpool were 13-14 off the title months back, whatever. But now I genuinely think we have a chance to win. I didn't think like these can change over the season. Football's a mad game, but I know there'll be more twists and turns. But I honestly think United are so inconsistent. I think it's using United. I don't know about Spurs. Spurs are even more inconsistent. They'll probably win 3-0 next week, then they'll draw. So like I think if United as well, if I was you, I'd probably want them just to go one more round in the Champions League, maybe, because they might just put all their eggs in that basket. But no, I have to give credit to Arsenal and Arteta because I was a big slayer of him. I still don't think he's as good as some people are saying he is. but he just kind of has his motor and well. Even when I see Smith Rowe doesn't start a lot of the games, and you're like, wow, Smith Rowe's one. You probably think Smith Rowe's one of the better players, but Saka, Odegaard, they're actually good to watch. Arsenal. These aren't just grinding out wins. They're kind of playing a nice brand of football. It's good to see. I do think he'll make top 4. Yeah, no, I do think he'll top 4. Even Thomas Partey's kind of coming into a bit of form from what I've seen. Ramsdale, I'll be honest, I thought Ramsdale could be one of the worst signings of the league. That when he initially signed, because even in his Sheffield days, me and Peter used to think this lad. I know he was part of a bad team, but like he was just making really bad mistakes and stuff.
Yeah,
I just couldn't get over that signing, but he's arguably been one of the signings of the season. He's been 8, 9 out of 10. So no, I have to give credit to Arsenal. It's nice to see them do well, but hopefully Wednesday they just kind of fall off the cliff and then get back on it again.
Yeah. I mean, no, Wednesday will be a very, very interesting game. I can't lie. It's a big stake game for both teams. Like,
definitely,
these are the type of games you like to see. So it will be interesting. But yeah, man, like Jalil, so they're most confident that Arsenal will get 4th. I still am of the same belief. I do think it will be. Because I mean, let's face it. If Arsenal are 3 games on hand United, if Arsenal lose all 3, we're still a point ahead. Like, and that means United have to win every game as well. Like, there's a lot that has to go wrong. This has to be a proper like choke from Arsenal from here. And the way like Odegaard's playing, Saka, the way them man are flowing, Lacazette, his hold-up play is still fantastic. The defense is looking solid enough. Even Cedric at right back is doing a decent job covering Tomiyasu. I mean, can you really say that United are favourites when they still have to play Liverpool away? They have to come to Arsenal. They have to play Chelsea. Are they really favourites? And they've played 3 games more. I don't know, man.
I mean, this is a good thing about having these kind of chats, man. Because if we didn't bring this up, I would have still said, I think United potentially. But when you break it down like that, and us all saying what we had to say today, I mean, I can see Arsenal doing it. And
wow.
well. Look who's up in the building.
Who gave him the link?
Big J.A. himself.
Hey, I had enough of Rash.
Oh, my head's hurting, bro.
When I had enough punch through the bump bed and said, yo, I'm sitting here, fam.
Hey, listen, I smashed through, cuz.
Yeah.
I need a space.
My guy.
Hey, go on, Dave, man. Speak your piece.
No, I just came through just to say, obviously, Ronaldo, he's not finished in it. First of all, let's get out of the way. I was in the comments the other day. I saw you, John. I saw you saying his word.
I'm backing down, bro. I'm backing up.
Oh,
I even left a voice note on your phone.
I know you did. I know you did.
I'm gonna get my popcorn. It's gonna be good.
I know you did.
Yeah, because he's not finished in it. Look. Let's be real. Obviously, like you lot said, too many games. Obviously, he's 37. He can't play every game. That's not his fault. Every player wants to play every match. Me, I'm fat and I'm fit, but when I play a game, I don't want to come off either. You know what I'm saying? That's where it comes down to good management. The manager should be them, you know what, you ain't playing this game. Sit down. What do you see? Like you said, Jeff, what? 90 minutes against Middlesbrough, 120 minutes against Middlesbrough?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Silly.
Like, it don't make sense. Do you know what I mean? He came back. The guy you said was number 1 at the moment, Harry Kane, where was he?
Yeah, he was poor.
Where was he?
It was poor.
You know what I mean? The thing about Ronaldo, is all we need him for now is the big moments. That's what we need, big moments. And he's been there. Go back to the Champions League. If it wasn't for him...
single-handedly Champions League.
Group stage.
Yeah, single-handedly Champions League. Yeah, I'm not taking away. Champions League, you're right. 100% by himself.
So what? Super sub. So what are you saying? Super sub for United?
Super sub. Not super sub.
No.
He needs to play, but he needs to be rationed. He can't
I
play.
think if he was super sub, I think he'd be unreal as a sub. He would never accept that though.
Yeah.
He would never. But if somehow Ragnick could say, "Listen, I'm just going to bring you last 20 minutes of games where we need a goal," like because if Ronaldo comes off the bench, I nearly think he's a certainty to score a goal. You know what I mean? He just off the bench, fresh.
True.
I know. See, the problem is though, he would never accept that. He's just,
what you're saying as well, Dermot, is like Ronaldo off of the bench, what that would do in a game
Yeah,
as well, the impact it
exactly.
will have on the fans and the players on the pitch as well at that time as well. It would be incredible if that is how he could play. But as you said, he won't play that. He won't. Do that.
Yeah. But I mean, like Jamie, like we were just talking about Arsenal on the top 4. I think Dermo saying that we're gonna get it. Jalil saying that he's still not sure. Like it's like 50-50 between Arsenal and United. Where are you saying? Where are you at from a United perspective?
It's Arsenal's to lose. Let's be honest. Like no one can sit here and actually believe that Man United are favourites for the top 4. Impossible. Yeah. What? 3 points ahead of us or something like that?
1 point ahead.
No, 1 point ahead. 3 games in hand.
3 games in hand. That's 10 points if you win all 3. I know you got hard games, but we do too. We still got to play each other. We got to play Liverpool. I think we still got to play.
I think you got Chelsea still. You still got Chelsea.
Yeah.
We might have still. So yeah, it's definitely you lot's. What? There's 10 games left. I think we got. You lot got what? 13.
And we got 12. You got 9.
Oh, we got 9. Even worse. 9 games. I can't see it. It will be. You lot would have fumbled the bag if you don't make top 4 now. Definitely.
If you don't make top 4, Jamie, what would you do with like? Because obviously, I think Cavani's gone.
Yeah.
I think Pogba's probably gone.
Yeah.
What would you do with Ronaldo? I mean, I would assume, would you let him go? What would you do?
I would keep him.
Yeah.
No team is worse off with Ronaldo. I see the headlines say Ronaldo's the problem and all that nonsense. No team in the world is worse off with Ronaldo in the team. I'll say that. But we need to buy a new striker, a young striker. I was slightly pissed that Man City got that Argentinian kid. Because he looked all right.
Alvarez done.
Yeah, that's the Alvarez guy. He scored some good goals, man. Obviously, you can't really tell from YouTube.
Yeah.
But he scored a variety of different goals. Who's out there? Haaland ain't ever going to come to us if you don't make top 4.
Apparently, he's going Man City.
There you go.
Where does this apparently come from? Where'd you hear that? Today?
I saw like some guy that covers Man City say that it might get reported in the next couple of weeks that Haaland's agreed to move there for like 100 million and something, including agent fees.
Kane's gonna vomit still. Kane's gonna vomit still.
Yeah.
He's gonna vomit.
Yeah, would you take Kane, Jamie?
Huh?
Would you take Kane?
Would I take Kane? 100%.
Okay, cool.
Why would anyone would? Listen, let's be honest here. Kane is quality. Kane's quality. He might not have the stardust of a Ronaldo in that. But that's just because he's at Spurs. If he was doing that at Real Madrid or doing that at PSG or United or even Arsenal, the ratings would be super high for Kane. But because he's doing that at Spurs and they don't win shit, no one gives a fuck.
Jamie, let me ask a question. I want to ask a question. Same question I proposed to the boys about a year ago about Arteta.
What, 5 years?
No, but hear me out first. You get a manager in. Let's say you get who you link to. Who's that good manager you link to? Target.
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag.
Man combined his name. Ten Hag. Yeah.
Jesus, you're butchering it.
But he loves it. He loves it.
I thought he said target.
I'm saying.
Oh my God.
People are starting to think I do this shit on purpose. I'm
we know you are. You're trolling. He even joined us here and you're still trolling him.
He said target.
Give me a second.
This guy's
if you get Batman in, can you understand there's a process that needs to be had? Because I think you got a lot of dead wood. Same as Arsenal. Yeah. We finally cleared them out, right? But it took us about 2.5 to 3 years, we'll say, to clear them out. And Arsenal fans had to understand the process because we wanted to get back in. Can you wait 3 to 5 years, bro? That's what I'm trying to ask. Can you wait?
My personal opinion is I don't think we should have to wait that long. Because I think the difference between us and you lot is we have a solid base. You lot had shit. You lot had David Luiz, Willian. Go through the span of your team. It was rubbish. Let's be honest. We even replaced Leno. Like you've replaced everybody. With us, we have mine. We get Harry Maguire needs to go. I don't know why Jeff laughing.
I'm just thinking about the old Arsenal team.
No, but we have a decent spine, innit? Like even if Pogba goes, if Maguire goes, even if Ronaldo goes, we got good young talent and we got a few good players there. De Gea is still there. Varane, no matter what anyone says, Varane is Varane.
Champions League, Varane.
Champions League around, yeah.
We got Rashford, we got Sancho.
No, I can't say Rashford. I have to call you on Rashford.
Yeah. I'm glad you did that, Jim, because I was going to jump
Sorry,
in.
Jim.
Man came in like,
No, honestly, I was chatting to one of my friends. He's a Chelsea fan. We were going through like overrated players, and like we're saying like someone like Harvey Barnes is better than Rashford. I don't care. No.
I'm not mad at it. Wait.
tell them, Dermot. Tell them how it is, my guy.
Let me hear
Tell
what
them.
No, Harvey Barnes will get the ball and he won't just try to take on 5 lads. Rashford, I watch Rashford. Rashford gets the ball, runs down a blind alley, loses the ball, and just stands there. At least Harvey Barnes can 1-2 with a lad. He is a nice touch. I'm not saying Harvey Barnes is anything special. I just honestly think Rashford is one of the most overrated players I've seen. I think because he's a local lad and stuff. And look, obviously his off the pitch stuff is amazing. But if we're just talking about a footballer, I think what he used to have, or what he used to be doing, he'd work his socks off, he'd run in behind, he'd be explosive, he'd still make bad decisions. He's not even doing that now. Now he's just head down. Even his performances have been stink. Even when he was scoring goals, I don't think he was that good.
Do you know what? What you're saying is very valid, and the reason why is because you pointed out the fact that he used to work very hard, getting behind the lines and score goals and stuff like that, and that was kind of making us miss the fact that mentally he's technically inept. He's not there in the head. He doesn't. I don't think he has a football brain. I don't think he has a football brain. I don't think he has a football brain. I think he has a lot of ability, but because he doesn't have the football mind, the ability doesn't help him. Like, for instance, he knows he can take people on, but he will see that it's not an opportunity to take people on, but he will do it because he knows he do it. But his mind's not saying, no, I need to change up my play right now and do this.
Even the long shots he takes, though, he shoots from like 30 yards at the I don't know.
Ronaldo.
Man, this is a lot of corner. Go on, Jamie.
Sorry, Jamie. Go on.
Can I just?
There you go, Jamie. Go on.
I was going to say this. The talk about him being inept and doesn't have a brain and not being smart, that's absolute nonsense. Now, if you're going to tag someone with that, that's what Theo Walcott gets tagged with. Yeah. They're nowhere near.
Oh, come on. Wait, come on.
Hold on, Jamie.
We're talking about levels now.
Walcott was better, definitely.
That's what I wanted to highlight.
All right, thank you.
Walcott was better than Rashford.
Walcott was better than Rashford. Are you mad? And his stats are saying so too.
No. Everyone. Can we let's take a time out, everyone, please.
Let Jamie say what you have to say.
Let's take time, please.
I don't think Walcott has ever scored 17 league goals in a season, number one. Number two, Rashford has. We can say that. We can just put that there. Number two. Walcott was a waste of space.
He's got over 100 goals for Arsenal.
I think you lot, have a selective memory and you've forgotten about Rashford prior to what was it, last season? I think it was when he had a few injuries. The form was poor. He went with England. He missed that penalty. He came back. He had an injury to his shoulder. He was out for how many months? He came back into a failing team, and people expected him to be the hero. Like, come on, bro. Even Saka himself, Harry Kane. I saw you not saying in another episode. Harry Kane was the best striker in the Premier League. Yeah, he's had a shit season. So I don't know if you're I'm not sure.
I think he's had a shit season for Kane standard. I still don't think he's been that bad.
Yeah, he's been all right, though. What's he got? He's still got a good amount of goals, hasn't he?
No, okay, all right. But that's the question, Jamie. What is Rashford's standards for you?
Rashford was one of the best wingers in the Prem.
No.
Of course he was. Who was better than him? The season he got 17 goals in the league. Yeah. Who was name me a better winger than him?
That was his only season. That was his only season that I think he was that he outperformed.
The season before that he got double figures.
But you're just saying goals. How many were pens and stuff? And
it's not about goals. Loads of them are bangers. Loads of them are him running. You see, he has no brain. Him running in off the left, bro. Crazy. He can time that magically. Even
no.
I think he's got worse though, because when he first came onto the scene, you could see good, and it was kind of like a Walcott situation when he came onto the scene. You could see. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was up front when he came into the team. Remember, we had a striking crisis. He went up front, he scored 2 goals. He banged against you lot, and then obviously he's been moved around.
He came through in the academy as a striker, didn't he?
He was an attacking mid. He was like an attacking mid striker.
Yeah, so
I don't think honestly, I'm not just saying this because even when Sancho was getting slayed, I still thought he was quality and stuff. It's not even Liverpool bias. I think he's honestly if he played for Liverpool, he'd frustrate the life out of me. I think even you're saying he used to get behind, he always got caught offside like 2-3 times a game. He was so bad for that, just kind of because I used to watch games with a United fan, my college house, and he couldn't stand Rashford. And I just think with Rashford, like Harvey Barnes, Zaha, they might not score as much goals as him. I still think they're all. Zaha's definitely better than Rashford.
Definitely
better. Zaha is better than Rashford, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Man.
100%. Yo, Rash, your mute, bro.
Zaha 4 months.
Yo,
He's going on.
The world didn't want you guys to hear that at that
Bro,
point.
he was going on a rant.
Was this turning to Rashford slaughter session?
This episode was funny, man.
I just had to call you up on
Jamie,
Rashford. He's just one player.
your ears were protected there, I tell you. No, listen. What I was saying is that well, like, look. Oh, that's cold as ice. But yeah, like what I was saying is that do you remember last season and the season? I think it was last season, and maybe even the season before that. I'm not too sure, but I was getting onto Rashford quite a lot actually, and about my disappointment for him and how his levels are dropped. I even said, okay, maybe the fact that he broke up with his girl, that's the reason why. I was trying to find reason for him because I like Rash. You get me? But
it happens to everyone. The guys
I like him as well.
No, but it's been too long. It's been a bit too long, and he's gonna fall into the Walcott stage.
He scored 11 goals last season.
Man.
11 goals.
4 seasons, he scored over Premier League goals.
Yeah,
You know, Walcott scored over 100 goals for Arsenal.
Yeah.
He was there 12 years, no?
Who does
But half of those seasons he weren't playing, and the others he was coming off the bench.
Remember, Walcott had bare injuries.
Bare injuries. Half the
let's just
season,
say,
half
though,
the season he didn't play. The rest he came off the
100
bench.
goals. I'm not even
100
like
goals.
what. I'm not like, bro. You cannot rate Rashford. That's cool. Like, who am I? But Walcott, come on, man. Do you not think we're not going too far?
I don't think
No, I don't think so.
Rashford's better for me, but I don't think it's
Rashford. I prefer Rashford.
Yeah, I know, but Jay, you think United have got a better chance of top 4 than Arsenal, and there's no reason.
No, that's what I was trying to explain to Jamie. Come on. You give me a chance.
I don't know. Because you know, for 1 minute, it's all it's about stats. Another minute, it's not about stats.
It's a bit of both, I think.
People to sit in here and say that Lacazette is good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I don't rate
I've been
Lacazette.
gave up on that guy, boy.
Okay, so you talking to me? Okay, so you talking to me?
He's indirectly directed to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say your name, but I believe you're a Liverpool fan, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Wait, Jamie, before you go, it's not Liam. Yeah.
No, because I already understand why. Anytime there's a Liverpool fan in here,
it's nothing to do with that. I rate a lot of United players. Sorry? Yeah, I do. Yeah,
great.
That's a toaster right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Do you know what I'm saying? You rate what's his name? Diego Jota, very high too, right? Yeah.
I think he's a good player. Sorry.
Other than goals that he's just started scoring at Liverpool, what does he bring?
Who? Jota or Firmino?
Other than the goals that he scored recently, what does he bring to Liverpool?
Jota.
He's decent link-up play as well. His link-up play with the front three is quite good. He links the play quite well. It's not the best. It's miles better. Sorry?
You think Jota's better than Rashford?
Yeah, a lot better, yeah.
A lot?
I think he's better.
What's going on, man? What's happening, guys?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question quickly? Just one.
Yeah.
Jeff, how do you rate Rashford?
I think
you're crying a lot in the corner, but you haven't really.
You say
I'm just saying you haven't said who's better than or who's better than him.
I'm letting you get your shit off, bro. I'm a
debate show.
Yeah, I just want to know where do you rank him? Where do you rank Rash? Where do you?
That's a very broad question. Specify it, bro. What do you mean?
All right, let's just say in the
top form, he's one of the best wingers in the Prem. I'll just say that. On form, when he's on form, he's one of the best wingers in the Prem.
I wouldn't disagree.
Would you say he's top 5 wingers in the Prem?
Oh no way! Come on.
Top 5 is we're gonna include the Salahs, Manes, even though we know they're strikers.
Is he top 10 to you?
Yes, 100%.
No way.
200%.
No way. Top 10. Top 10.
We did this a couple of weeks ago. Hold on.
Where was Rashford? Where was he?
Let me name 10.
Where was he?
Let me help you guys on my stance.
John,
Let me help you
get
guys.
the top 10. Let's do that now quickly. Let's just.
That's what I'm thinking because I just don't think no one put
Let me
Rashford
just
in the
let me
top
just
10.
help.
Did anyone
Let
put
me
him in
just
the
help
top
you
10?
guys.
Nah, he
on
didn't.
the stance.
Yeah, go on,
Let me just
Jeff.
let me help you guys. Like when not rating Rashford is cool. Like that's fine. Like if you don't rate Rashford, you don't rate Rashford, bro. I'm not Rashford. I'm not his dad. Like it's not a problem. But when you start saying things like Walcott is better or Harvey Barnes, like
No,
that's
there's
where
nothing strange about it. It's not.
That's why I'm confused.
I'll say this, Jeff. If Walcott did the same brilliant work off the pitch as Rashford has done, I guarantee people would put him on a bigger pedestal.
That's a serious hypothetical for one.
No, forget that.
I don't think.
Sorry.
I'll name the wingers anyways.
Rashford's form has dipped ever since that.
Sorry,
Rashford
no,
was
I'm not.
Before
I didn't rate him. That's the thing. What I'm saying, I didn't really rate him in his peak.
So you understand why? But
no, Pogba's one of my favorite players, so that's not a fair argument.
Hang on. You rate Pogba, but you don't rate Rashford.
Yeah, but this is not even.
Come on. That level's different.
Whoa, how
No, wait,
about
Jeff, say something.
This is crazy.
Because you're not talking about form, no?
No, I'm just talking about play. I'm talking about ability. I'm just talking about as a player.
Bro, ability, then there's not even a comparison between Walcott and him with ability. Walcott and Rashford. There's not even a comparison. Walcott can't even...
Yeah. Rashford's got more ability. Rashford's got more ability.
Rashford's got more ability.
Like 3
Bro,
times.
how many people I've seen him
think so.
in the Prem? What did he do to Trent? Sorry, you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, it was exactly. I knew you were going to say that. That's like me saying Origi is top class because he destroyed Barcelona one time.
He didn't. Why?
I'm not
Because
going to say that.
He's going to tap in from a smart piece of play by Trent. Come on,
Rashford got 2/3. You're saying he's class because of that. It's one game, but sure. That's like that's like saying someone like Neil Mopai or someone like that is quality because they like I could say I could name any player that just
but
Dermot's showing the levels that he rates him, you know. He's showing the levels, bruv.
Every man that don't get RBT time or getting airtime today, still Neil Mopes and them man Walcott.
Like, come on, bro.
Shout out to the man.
No, I was giving an example. What just because a player destroys you once, like doesn't mean I knew you would say, but he rarely does much against Liverpool. He scored a few times.
What about this question here? How can Rashford be top 5 wingers and he's just our 4th choice on the wing for England? All right,
how can Harvey Barnes be better than Rashford when Harvey Barnes don't even have a cap?
But that does just we all know the England team isn't just picked off pure ability. Come on, that's a terrible argument.
Harvey Barnes, we can't say Harvey Barnes is that talented, bro. We just can't.
I think he's better. I think he's better.
We can all agree that
you're missing my point. I don't think
we can all agree that Mane, Salah, Mahrez, Son, who else?
Luis Diaz,
Sterling, and
Luis Diaz,
Phil Foden.
He just came, bro.
Nah, but you can tell Jamie that he's better.
Come on.
Wait.
What do you say, Diaz? What do you say, Diaz?
Yeah.
I want to do attributes. I want to name the 6 attributes.
You really want to stay here?
I want to see the 6 attributes quickly. Who's better, Harvey Barnes or Rashford? So can we go pace first? Who's better?
We're really doing this.
We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this. I think the Harvey Barnes was more of a look. I'm just playing shit right now.
No, it's honest. Honest.
There is no thing that he's better at. Work rate, maybe.
Okay.
Better first touch for sure.
Oh my god!
Defending,
work rate and probably like passing and moving are probably Harvey Barnes, but the rest it should be Rashford.
And I'm going to give you all homework. Go after this.
No.
Nah.
Homework.
No. I'm out of here. Yeah, get him out of here, man. Get him out of here.
How could you go on the show and give us homework, bro?
I ain't taking that shit.
Who gave us homework? What's this guy doing, man?
Hey, nah. The thing is, after this, I've got to put the chapters of this, and when I do the chapter of Walker versus Rashford versus Harvey Barnes, people are going to be confused.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
I don't know how we got here.
I don't know how we got here either. I don't know how we got here.
I was just talking about Man United in general and the players we have.
No, but you said Rashford was good. I just had. Sorry,
he did. That's where he put the brakes. He pumped the brakes right there.
I can ask everybody a question. Who in here other than the Liverpool fans? So how do I say your name? I don't want to keep.
Diarmid.
Okay, sorry, my bad, bro.
No, you're
everybody apart from Diarmid. Please tell me, do you think Rashford is good or not?
Yes,
he's good.
He's good, but he's got a lot of flaws.
No, do you know what it is? He's good, but he's dipped tremendously, and I don't like it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I rate Rash. I like Rash. I just can't stand him right now.
The same. It pisses me off. And don't get me wrong, everything that you said about him running offside, he misses the easiest chances. Like he does some dumb shit sometimes. Don't ever get me wrong. But the talent and the things that he's done already at the age that he's at, bro. If he was 28, yeah, and he had achieved the things he's achieved and done the things he's done for a club level, not just off the pitch, but club level football, I'm talking wise, you'd say, do you know what? He's had a good career. He's done well.
Yeah, because of how early he started.
You respect him. The mere fact that he's as young as he is and he's got nothing but time to grow. Remember, he's been at Man United since Man United's been shit. We haven't been good since he's been here.
That's the problem. That's been the problem for a lot of your players, to be honest.
If you put Rashford, I don't make this comparison, so I didn't want to say PSG, but I was going to say, if you put him at PSG or put him at a good team, City, a Liverpool, bro, Rashford will be a killer, but he's at a shit team. That's all.
Can I just say,
to be honest,
can I say one thing? Yeah, and I just want to. How comes? And this is a question still. Like, how comes when it comes to Rashford, we never apply the same Dele Alli logic? Because we're easy to say Dele Alli's fallen off. He's not that good anymore. He popped off and he was really good, but we are comfortable saying Ali's shit now. Yeah, but we're not comfortable in saying it with Rashford, even though it's very similar.
Prime Dele Alli was more.
Prime Dele Alli was
sick. He was unbelievable.
I don't think it's similar though.
I think it is.
Because I can name that out. Like Rashford had injuries that he was carrying the whole way through last season, which we all knew. Then you had the knockback at England, and then you have the shoulder injury. Obviously, this season is inexplicable. Like, it's bad. Dele Alli is 2-3 years. That's why you can't compare it.
I think Rash has been bad for 2 years. It's just he's scored.
I think he has been bad for that. It's just been
I think we're stretching it because like last season wasn't the best. It wasn't his most productive season.
What about the one before that though?
That was a very good season.
How much did he score that one?
17 31 games. 17 goals and 31
The 19-20 season was Rashford's best season. Yeah, that was Rashford's best season.
But let me give you an example, right?
How old is Rashford?
25,
26.
He's 25.
25. He turns 25 in November, I think, or October.
Okay. Right, so he was like 22. He was like 22, 23 then.
His birthday's in October. His birthday's in October. He'll be 20. He'll be 25 in October. He's 24.
Wait, hold on. Actually, let me ask Jamie quick question. Sorry to interrupt you. You're not done with Rashford, are you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Are you done with Martial?
Martial, I'm not even done with Martial.
Okay, fair enough. As long as you're consistent, because they're very similar in terms of.
Again, they're not. Again. Rashford does way more than Martial.
They are.
No.
Martial's a better player, of course.
But Martial's been in the Premier League all in all. Obviously, he's on loan now. It's 6 years, right?
Yeah, same as Rashford.
Martial's output, he's maybe had 2 good years. One was in a pandemic where you could.
Yeah, same as Rashford.
So is Rashford. Only 2 good years.
And then I haven't even finished.
I'm sorry,
his first year when he burst on the scene was his best year. He's been ghost apart from that. Rashford's still been productive.
You're just still talking about goals.
Case, why did Rashford and
I'm not talking about goals. I'm talking about general gameplay.
Martial's
output. Let me be clear. Output does not mean goals. I don't care about none of that.
So you've looked at Rashford's general. So you've looked at Rashford's general play, and for his general play, was better than Martial's.
I can say that with my hand on my heart. Like Martial, like we can talk about his ability all we want. Martial is ghost for 85 minutes of all games. Yeah, but Rashford don't run either, though. Huh? That's where I think there's a problem because Rashford's been throwing strokes on the pitches for at least 2-3 years. We're dragging it. I've been saying this. Even when man was picking him up. I've been saying this.
Just because you said it doesn't make it true, bro. Listen, I
watch most Man United games as well.
Why man them always Martial saying he goes for 85 minutes of the game?
What Jeff is referring to is Rashford. He may not get the goal or whatever, but he will still be effective in the game. He'll get an assist, or he will miss a chance, or he will do something. When Martial
the ball away,
he's not there. You don't see him.
Wait, I just want. Can I comment just on that? What you're saying there, Jamie? I think Rashford loses the ball much more than Martial ever has. No, what I mean is, if in regards to team contribution and what impact they have in a game in its totality, I think Martial brings a lot more.
Yeah,
I think he shows that when he's on the pitch.
Look,
Because Liverpool plays
we're
1,000 times
nitpicking
better
here.
than
Actually, saying that we're nitpicking here because really and truly, we're talking about who has a more impact on the game from how many years ago and whatever the case may be.
Yes, both. Yeah.
That's we're nitpicking. At the end of the day, they're both quality players. They're both quality players. They
No,
both play in a
not for
similar
me.
position. Yeah, and they've both been moved around and they've both been in the shit United team.
Yeah, they've both been. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I want to go back to what you said about Dele Alli. Yeah, now with Dele Alli is another one who was the England hype train. That's all. He scored 18 goals in a season when he first burst.
That season.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, everybody thought he was going to be Frank Lampard.
Yes,
Yeah?
they did. I remember that.
Me included.
It didn't work out. Poch ended up leaving. Yeah, and nobody knew how to fit him in the team anymore.
Yeah.
I think his attitude. I think his attitude was a big part to play. Ali thought he
did.
It definitely was.
The same thing's happened at Everton. Where do you play Dele Alli? What position is Dele Alli? Does anybody know?
He's meant to be his best position second
on the bench
striker, and you don't. No team does second striker anymore, so it's over.
Apart from Man United with Bruno.
Yeah.
He has nowhere to fit in anymore.
So he can't adapt his game.
Yeah, he can't. So
Yes,
he's out of the question. He had a good season, a great season. The way Spurs set up was perfect for him. Perfect. But as soon as it happened out the window, he was finished.
And it's years.
Dele Alli might be a Bundesliga man, running from deep from midfield or something, getting on the edge of the box, scoring. I think Prem.
Muller. You know what Thomas Muller plays for Bayern?
I think he's
Vav.
You think
striker, but not a striker. He needs to be like that. Running from
I see Dele's facial expressions when he's on that pitch. He's not on this pitch.
He doesn't have
he's
the
not
hunger.
there.
He doesn't
he's
have
not
the
there. It's like he's not even a player anymore. Like he's just like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Just for pictures. Like he doesn't look like he even plays with any part of his heart anymore. Like
think about it. If 1 minute you're here, and then the next minute you're all the way down here, you've lost your place in the team, you've lost your place in England, you've lost everything that you've worked so hard for. It's confidence. It's hard to get it back. Look at Rashford. You lot said Rashford shoots from 30 yards and whatnot, bro. If you see Rashford now, he doesn't even do that. He's scared to shoot. He's scared to shoot. He's scared to take people on. Sometimes I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like he's doing it at the wrong time. He doesn't make the same runs.
Fans started getting on his back as well. I think that's played a part. And obviously, people now take the piss out of the stuff that he does off the field too,
which they shouldn't.
Which they shouldn't, but people do it. And
it's going to happen. No, but I genuinely don't think Rashford. I just don't. I think he had explosiveness and stuff, and he was exciting. But even when he was playing well, I think he was getting badly overhyped. Remember, there was the Mbappe comparisons. Madness.
That was foolish.
That was foolish.
Do you know what though? If he was just a bit of a smarter player, I think he would be able to be sick. I reckon if he just knew what to do, when to do it, he'd be sick.
That's the biggest thing, probably though. It's hard to coach that in a player. I know people say that, but sometimes players just play the way they play. Like you can't say Rashford doesn't like Rashford. What managers has he had? He's had LVG. Mourinho. Like people say Mourinho is finished. He was still a good man. He's still a good manager. He won 2 trophies and finished.
And achieved more than they ever have.
The only thing I would say with the Mourinho one is that Mourinho has never, and his players have said this in the past, Mourinho's never been the best at coaching,
manager,
attacking systems. He relies on 1 or 2 players to make the difference going forward, and then just having a solid base. So for the forwards like a Rashford, I'll be honest, this is why I'll back Rashford. Martial's, etc. I don't think they've ever had proper good coaching where they've actually
they haven't been nurtured at all, really.
Look at what Pep did for Sterling.
I was just about to bring that. That's
why is Rashford played his best stuff under his worst manager, Solskjaer?
But you know why? Can I tell you why? Can I explain that to you?
It's a bog standard easy tactic.
Exactly.
Yes.
Counter-attacking was our forte under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
And Rashford looks electric. When you're countering and he's on the edge of the halfway, he's on the halfway line, waiting for a ball over the top. Electric. There's no stopping him. But when you have to break teams down, we have no way of breaking teams down. We don't. So he's 1-4. If you put Rashford, like I said, under a Pep, under a Klopp, in a team where they're going to manage him and show him a system,
Klopp especially,
you'll be cold. You'll be absolutely cold. But at United, you're expecting to get. I don't know. You're expecting to fucking.
Jamie, just a quick one, just because I know like you've got some good opinions on these things. Alanga, what do you think?
Listen. I said this to Kev the other day. He's all right. He's not. I don't think he's going to be something special. He's going to be anything great. He's one of them players that knows what to do. at the
Yes.
right time. Like, he knows his job, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's nothing spectacular about him. He won't try to dribble past 10 man. He won't, you know what I'm trying to say, try to score from 30 yards.
Yeah.
That's the job.
Right place at the
Just
right
start the
time.
basics.
Yeah, that's the basic well. That's all it
Yeah.
is. I don't think he's anything great. People are hyped because he's young.
Yeah.
But people like that, yeah, people like that can succeed though. I remember
They can, yeah.
that back in the day I used to kick ball with Nigel Riacoga. Yeah, we used to play
Oh,
the same
yeah,
team. But he was back in the day, he was a bench boy. He was be on the bench all the time. Do you know what I mean? And we would be out on the pitch and that stuff. But when the manager told him to come on, he would give him a list of instructions and he would do just that. By him being able to hear what the manager is saying and be disciplined enough to do just that, got him into the Premier League, got him a successful footballer. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So,
Hey, shout out Nigel Riacoga though. I used to watch him.
G.
He was cold, bro.
Big up Real Koga, man. Decent
Real
player
Koga
still.
still. Yeah,
Let me read out some of the comments. So, big up DJ Mack in the building saying, good question. Walker, Rashford, I'd say Theo. Barnes is great and Rashford. Boy.
See, you think
That's
that's
all him.
Big up the opinionated Gooner.
That's all him. That's one guy.
Yeah, that was one guy. That was, yeah, one guy.
Opinionated Gooners up in the place.
Big up New Mac on my work rate. Big up, man. Should be comparing him to Pepe. Still the same. Hey, PJ Mac, you hate Rashford. Big up. Hey, all right. You threw in Pepe there. Dele never fed the kids.
Oh my God, this guy's going in.
I shout out my guy
Wow.
for your
That was
interactiveness.
That was funny. That was funny.
Ali had a higher ceiling than Rashford, and I still think he does. Ooh, not now.
Still.
Now, I think that's gone for Ali. Rashford is just goes as Martial, probably even more because everyone expects more from Rashford. Rashford has a more prominent role than Martial. I don't know. Expectation-wise, I think Martial has just as high as Rashford, maybe higher, to be honest. Because Rashford kind of came through out of nowhere. But yeah, man, listen, people, let's smash the likes. Make sure the likes are up. We're going to move on to Liverpool. So we can talk about Liverpool's win against Brighton, but mainly Arsenal against Liverpool on Wednesday. So, Dermo, I'm going to give you the floor. But yeah, man, you man know I need to dip right now. But Jamie, it's been fun having you on, bro. Hey, next time we're gonna be ready for you. Don't worry. You know what I mean? This guy turning up out of nowhere.
I just came in because obviously I knew where it was heading, and I just needed to. I'm sick of having whole paragraphs in the comment section. And I know John sees some of my messages and he speaks past them.
100%.
100%. I'm like,
as you can see, look, I'm in a makeshift bed. It's not the right environment right now. I just had to pop in quickly, but I love for having me, guys, man. I'm gonna bounce.
No.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my guys. Good to see you.
I'll be in the comments, though. I'm gonna listen up for what
Hey, don't worry, I'm out as well right now, but the man
Rashford's PR manager.
Hey, safe lads.
Respect, my guy.
Cool, bro.
But yeah,
Take
man,
easy, bro.
in the building, smash the likes. Yeah, man, I'm gonna leave, but I'll be in the comments too. So
Enjoy the ball,
big up you, man. Yeah,
Enjoy, bro.
you, man. Wow.
Cool, man.
Take us away, man. Take us away.
Yeah, good. I just think it was a standard win, to be honest. We I'll be honest, I like City are playing Palace tonight. I remember 2 years ago when we were in the run with City, I used to watch all the City's games. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not watching any City's games. Bar obviously when we play them, I'll watch that. But we just can't afford to drop any points because I genuinely don't expect City to drop any points. And you know, when you're just in that mindset, it's just head for head. And 2-0 Brighton, like, it was well deserved. Don't know if he's watched the game or seen the highlights or anything, but
yeah.
I just don't know how everyone's saying it, but Sanchez didn't get a red. I honestly just don't get. It kind of baffles the mind that I think the Stuart Atwell watched that about 5 times on VAR and didn't think.
Do you know what I think it was, Dermot? When he challenged him, his thigh hit his chest.
Yeah.
His hand grazed the face as a thing, and I think it was a look. Okay, the hand that touched the face wasn't that. It wasn't that deep. It didn't even look that hard at all. It was more like a graze or a small slap. But the impact of the thigh kick to the chest was enough, I reckon, to at least get a booking.
I think it was a definite red. I just think because he got the ball first, he was out of control. You know what they say with a high foot, like,
yeah.
You know when they say, when even Sanchez's red card there against against us the other day. It wasn't actually that much of a dirty challenge. He was just out of control, but that's the point. Sanchez was completely out of control. He could have hit him any other way. I honestly think if that goes wide, he gets a red card.
Yes,
it's because he scored. It's a madness,
and that's what I think as well. I think because it didn't prevent the goal, and the goal actually went in, that kind of had an impact on the referee's decision as well in regards to it as well. And then he probably thought about, okay, Liverpool are ahead now. They're playing Brighton. All right, let's not make them even more handicapped at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I think referees do make a decision based on making the game still playable.
It's a bad decision, though.
It is a bad decision.
Remember Mane against, what was it, Edison?
Yes.
City, Edison got there first, and Mane took out Edison. Edison wore a headband and headgear for like months.
Yeah.
Because he got smashed in the head.
But at the same time, and I think that's what it was. Yes. And I reckon if there was an impact to the face as well, if there was an actual impact to the head or face from the leg, then I reckon that would have been something totally different. I reckon so.
Just shows the inconsistency of the rules, though, because if it is out of control, like, then that's out of control. Like, you jumped, like you almost jumped like you weren't trying to save it. Like, it weren't making no sense.
All right, so the worst is that go on, Dan.
No, I don't even think he went out to do him, let's say. I just think he was out of control. You know what I mean? He just went for the ball and he missed. He was like, he didn't know what to do. He was out of control, as I said. So he just nailed him. To be fair, I just don't expect anything from these refs, Mike Dean especially. Week by week, we're talking about, there's no bias towards any team. They're just bad refs. I think that's kind of the moral of the story.
They're just reliant on VAR bailing them out, because a lot of the time they won't make a decision and VAR don't see it as clear and obvious to overturn it. So it's just in the middle somewhere.
And do you know why it is a bit questionable as well? I mean, because look, my thing was maybe they weren't as harsh because it's a goalkeeper. They know that goalkeepers really, that they dive and they jump and they do their things. That's all part of the goalkeeper action. So they're taking things into consideration. But then if you look at it at the penalties or red cards that they will give for a goalkeeper on a player taking it around them, goalkeeper grabbing the ankle, he's going to get a red card for that. That's not dangerous. That's not out of control. And preventing the goal, but there's nothing really like life-threatening or career-threatening about those sort of challenges there. But they will get sent off the pitch. Now, something like this, he didn't even get a card. That is actually saying, look, this is so inconsistent because one's incredibly more dangerous than the other. They're both preventing goals, so it must be the fact that it didn't prevent a goal that you're basing the whole decision based off of, because it doesn't make sense in regards to the other decisions that are made.
It's almost as if a goal is enough. But anyways, look, the good thing was Diaz didn't get injured, and like Diaz got man of the match there in BT, but he was incredible. Like, because him and Lamptey it was a good battle at the start. Lamptey's obviously as quick as anyone, really. He kind of had him first few duels. Lamptey won, then Diaz kind of clocked it. I just thought Diaz has been so exciting. He kind of looks, he just always positive when he gets the ball. Like, because he was our outlet. Like, Salah didn't have a great game. Mane was kind of, he was decent. He was all right, nothing special or whatever. Diaz was just kind of the difference on the day. As I said, with the 2-0 wins, I don't know where you stand on the title race. It's, as I said, I think we have to beat City to win the title in the Etihad or whatever. I don't think, as I said, I don't see them dropping points. We're an absolutely, I think we're a class team, but I'm really, really nervous about this game Wednesday. Use flying and stuff. It's a title race, I suppose. I suppose it's nice to be in it, but I don't know where you stand on.
God, Jay, sorry, let me just say that I think that Man City have got more of a dodgy game in them than Liverpool. That's what I think. I think Man City pull off these one games where you just think, what the hell was that? A lot more times than Liverpool do that. So I wouldn't close the book just now. But yeah, sorry, go Jay.
Yeah, no, I was going to propose a question to you guys as well, because just like a couple of weeks ago, it was City versus Chelsea, and then we all said, "Oh, look at that gap." It kind of is Chelsea. It kind of is City's, and Liverpool were nowhere to be seen, and now they just come out of nowhere. So I think if it stands like this, if Liverpool win all their games, they've won a title. Do we think this is a possibility? But I'll say this quickly, because I'll say my part first, and then you guys can either have a rebuttal or agree. I still think City. It's just City's to win. I think Liverpool's gonna flop, in my opinion. For me, I just think they play. I think City just play better football to look at and everything. They both look like scoring. Like, you can't doubt Salah. That's the thing. But I feel like there's a few mistakes, especially if Thiago hasn't stayed fit. Henderson's got an injury in him or two. But then you look at City and the amount of players they've got in midfield. Like, it says it's for itself. But I still see City win it. But however, if Liverpool win it, you can't be upset with that shit, man. They've come out of nowhere and just had a poor start to the season, and now they're coming up in the title race out of nowhere. We thought Chelsea would be there. So, would you guys stand on that?
Yeah, I still think it's City's to lose personally, man. Think like Diaz injured could play a part because apparently he's out for like a number of weeks.
Yeah,
but I just think like City's just there's an adaptable team, man. They've got a lot of strength and depth. Don't get me wrong, Liverpool do too. They have a good strength and depth. I just don't think it's as good as City's. And I think in terms of points that's dropped, City normally drop points and then you'll see a 10-game win streak. Whereas I think Liverpool may come unstuck a little bit more, especially when you're combining, you're on course for a quadruple, no? Or am I bugging?
Yeah, we are. But I'd say that as a joke to my friends and stuff. But I don't think
I don't think you'll win all four.
No. I think we'll win one more trophy, but I actually don't know which one it'll be. So we'll win either the FA Cup, the Champions League, or the Prem. I think because no team will win the quadruple, especially Liverpool or City, because they're competing against each other in every tournament. So, the quality is so high, you're not going to beat them every time.
Agreed.
There's still quality teams left in the Champions League, so anything can happen there.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand on the quadruple. Like, it would be obviously the dream, but
it is with I guess with City, they've kind of proven in recent years that they don't need one player anymore. Aguero was not a non-factor in his last season. It didn't matter. KDB was a non-factor kind of last year. It didn't matter. Gundogan stepped up. If Foden or whoever Mahrez don't show up, Sterling can show up. Whereas if Liverpool get a serious injury, like I know Salah got a little knock, I don't think it's anything serious. He'll probably play on Wednesday. But say someone like Alexander-Arnold gets injured, that's a lot of Liverpool's attack
creativity
gone. Because even
70% of it,
most of it, because the way Liverpool play, like Henderson goes right, Alexander-Arnold comes infield, he swings these crosses, you can't stop. Whereas if he gets injured, I don't even know who your right back is. Who is it?
We'd probably we'd throw. So Nico Williams is on loan. Joe Gomez would go right back. I think he's quite overrated, especially at right back. He's a centre back anyways, but he's kind of our go. Yeah, Joe Gomez probably. Yeah,
so I think with that, especially I think our game could be a problem. We might not win, but we could take 2 points.
Definitely.
Or stop you from getting a full win. So I think that's the kind of thing where I still say it's in City's favour to lose.
Yeah.
Of course, Liverpool, we know, Liverpool, they're a dangerous team, innit? Like Salah, Mane, Jota, Diaz, Firmino, whoever's on song, then they're going to cause anyone problems. But I still think
Firmino has a big role to play in a couple of. He's kind of been injured in COVID. To be fair, when he's actually played this year, he's been quite good. I still think maybe he might have a masterclass in the Etihad, or he might do something big in the Champions League, or even the FA Cup. I still think Liverpool fans are even forgetting about him. I think he was on the bench. He didn't come on against Brighton, but I still think he has a big role. They all have a role to play, to be honest. When I say I still think City could edge it, it's not because I'm doubting Liverpool. It's just like I was actually seeing 2 City games live this year. I was at the PSG one and I was at the West Ham one. They're phenomenal. They're just relentless. They kind of, as you said, it doesn't matter what City team, say the City team tonight. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter whether it's Mahrez or Sterling or Grealish or Foden or whoever else, Gabriel Jesus. It actually doesn't matter, because they'll play the same way. They'll score the same amount of goals, more or less. Like, as you said, with KDB, everyone would probably say he's their best player. They won 2 titles with him missing half the season. So I still think we have a chance, but I think we have to beat them. That's where I stand, anyways.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with it.
That's kind of my final thing on it. But yeah, I won't be watching the City. I can't pay myself to watch. Don't get me wrong, they play good football. But when you're willing, let's say 0-0, 50 minutes to go, but you just know there's a there's a goal coming. It's like the old Man United. It's like the old Man United, you know, that sort of way. You just know it's coming. You don't know, like the Everton one. I watched that Everton game. City weren't at their best, but they found a way. Got a bit lucky with the penalty decision, whatever. It can happen, but you just know they'll find a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I'm looking forward to that game at the end, 3 or 4 weeks time, I think.
Yeah, man. I feel, in my opinion, I feel like Liverpool and City always gets these decisions all the time, man. You guys are lucky. So when it comes to you guys facing each
You can
other,
get them at the weekend, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how it goes on Wednesday for you guys when you come against us. But I feel like we should touch on the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game. I mean, let's just get everyone's thoughts on the Arsenal game. Rash, let's start with you, bro. Give me your thoughts on the Arsenal game. How do you think it went against Leicester?
Watching that Arsenal game this weekend slightly reminded me of old Arsenal. Just the way the style of play, the fluidity of the game, and the calmness of it as well. Like, and what I mean, it reminded me of the old Arsenal. I mean, inside me, I was calm watching that game, thinking Arsenal's got this. Like, I don't know where that mentality's come from, but it might be because of the recent good performances from Arsenal and the consistency that's been over a period of time that Arteta has managed to get within this squad. And just that alone, you see how consistency, what it can do, how it breeds confidence, because the guys are out on the pitch playing so confidently. And it's not like there's a different bunch of guys on there that was there before. It's not even that their game is extremely different to what was before, because Arteta had a plan and he was trying to execute that plan. It just wasn't working because of the levels that the players was at mentally. Yeah, and the chemistry on the pitch just wasn't there at the time. But what I saw on the weekend was a confident young bunch who believe that they've got potential to reach certain heights, that they're not afraid of their opponents. They are aware of the task at hand, and they try their best to execute that. And at the moment, they're doing it very well. They've got a good spine through the team, starting with Ramsdale at the back, the 2 centre-backs as well. Then you've got Partey, who's his show of form this season has been phenomenal. It's about time we've seen this guy. He's come. I missed the first goal. I came into the house. Where was I? I wasn't in the house. My niece was kicking ball, so I went to the clubhouse where they had the game on, and he was winning 1-0. So I was like, oh, yeah, who's scoring? The guy goes, yeah, Partey. So I was like, shut up, did he? And he goes, hold on. And everyone goes, yeah. He goes, oh, the way you said shut up made me question if it was Partey, because he doesn't hit the target. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But Arteta tried to gas it up the other way. Right, you should see him in training. We're like, shut up, whatever. And then we see my man trying to pop some shots last few games. But finally, it's in the back of the net. And his performances have been really good as well. And not just really good, they've been pivotal for the Arsenal team. Because him collecting that ball in midfield and being the driving force to bring it from the back up to an Odegaard, or sometimes even up to the ends of the 16, is what we needed. Someone who can carry the ball and who can see a great ball and play a great ball as well. Ozil-esque, but with running and defending and stuff like that is what we needed in the midfield. And you can see with him there, it leaves Xhaka less to do. So it makes Xhaka look good as well. Yeah. Then you've got the boy up front, Odegaard, the boy just ahead, Odegaard. Yeah. He is pulling the strings at the moment. His movement on and off the ball is what's doing the job right now. Yeah, and any young player who wants to know how to learn about movement in a game to provide space for runners and to provide opportunities for other players to get in there, that is the guy to watch. He'll go in between two players just to get the ball on the other side, go around, pass again, and go around the other side and do that. It's just keeping himself busy in the game, moving the ball around and making sure that it's all going through him. And then you've got Lacazette up top, who is the holder, holds up the ball, the link man with the other guys out on the wider players, and fantastic penalty that he scored as well. I just think his game and what he brings to the game, it's not goals. It's not goals. Yeah, he plays striker. He's not a striker anymore. That's not what he is. All right. But what he does do, what he is, I don't know. But what he does do and what he does bring to the team is necessary. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a 1-year extension. I wouldn't be surprised. So I just think that game was a very good game to watch. Could do nothing but instill a lot more confidence in the fans and the players and in the direction where we're going. And I eat my words, man. Arteta, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so Dermot actually came on just before we went live, and he was saying the same thing. I mean, Dermot, do you have anything to say about Mikel before we carry on?
No, he's turned it around nicely. I'm not going to go over the top and say he's like a top manager or anything. I think what he's doing is he knows. See, the thing is, he's gone with the young, youthful strategy, like, so he can kind of. There's not, as seen with the Aubameyang thing, he's not really going with the egos. He's just kind of getting rid of them, which I kind of rate. He kind of has the balls just to kind of get rid of the biggest players or whatever. His big thing is with Arsenal is, though I know people will say Saka, Odegaard or whatever. I don't really think he's have that many standout players. You just have a load of good, decent players that'll work hard. They kind of know what they're doing now. I think you have to be fair. He's got good money to spend. He's got good backing, but I still think top 4 this year is still a good achievement. I know you want to win trophies and stuff or whatever, but I still think it is. If you do get top 4, he deserves one more year. Maybe next year. I'm not saying you need to go win a title or anything, but just maybe even kind of compete, just kind of get closer, because I just think the top 3 are just ahead. I know Chelsea, we see what's going on, but they still have a top manager and still a quite, like, they have a Champions League winning squad there. So to say like he's our 4th, but it's just the top 3 have so, like, the top 3 you could argue are 3 of the best teams in Europe. You've got the champions in England, you've got the champions of Europe, and like Liverpool could be either or this year. So to say you should be competing with them, it's a big ask for him. But no, I have to say, you're looking fluid. That's the one thing I'd say. You're looking fluid. You're looking like Arsenal of old. You're 2-0 up. You'd still think, geez, Leicester, if they nick one, they'll get another. I didn't think that. I think once the second goal went in, I was like, this could be 2 or 3-0. This is comfy. So yeah, I think that's how you'd have to praise him. Yeah,
no, of course. And before I bring Jeff in, I remember coming on your show, Dermot, with you and Pete, and I remember to your audience, I said to your audience, you watch Mikel do the business, and I got slaughtered. Remember? And I mean, I like
myself included.
Yeah, I know, but fair enough. And I like when this stuff comes true, because with Arsenal, and I understand how Liverpool fans see us. I understand how United fans see us. You expect us to be winning trophies. Like, why are we there? Do you know what I mean? So you expect things to happen, and because you haven't seen anything happening, we had to get rid of the dead wood. I say it all the time. I sound like a broken record, but things take time, and we need to have consistency. But Jeff, you got anything to add to that? And on the game as well, what was your thoughts on the game? And before we talk about the predictions for Liverpool versus Arsenal on Wednesday.
In terms of our performance, it was good. Just a solid performance. He had like a 15-minute spell at the end of the first half where it's like, all right, let's just weather the storm, get to half time. And we did. I will say Leicester don't look in a great state. They look like they need to maybe revamp their team, get rid of some players and get some new players in. Because if it's not Vardy, Iheanacho didn't do too well. Daka didn't look too good when he came on, and I like Daka. Maddison just looked like he didn't have any help. He's just turning, and there's no one to pass to. But yeah, we played well. Odegaard and Partey were probably the standouts. Odegaard, you can just tell he watched a lot of Ozil, man. In terms of pockets to pick up, little one touches, just keeping the ball ticking.
But he said it's actually Fabregas, didn't he?
He said it's Fabregas.
He said Fabregas.
Oh yeah.
Well.
He probably watched Ozil as well. He probably watched Ozil.
Oh, everyone would have.
But what he was doing is very Ozil-esque. Them picking pockets and stuff, and them look through balls and Lacazette feet.
Even,
that's kind of nice.
Even the left foot and the same initials. It just
similar. Yeah.
I didn't even realize that the same initials. But yeah, he's got an unselfish nature, man. Which is Ozil. Ozil would rather get an assist than score a goal, and Odegaard kind of gives the same vibes, and kind of he's kind of right now. I want to see what happens next year, because you can kind of tell these DMs don't really know how to play against him. He's new to the league, and the positions he picks up on that right-hand side, they don't know what to do. The left back don't know whether to go to him. The DM don't know whether to come across. The left winger don't know whether to come back and double up. And he's just picking people. He's just passing around everyone. So like, I want to see what he does against someone like Fabinho on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was going to say
Fabinho is no nonsense. Fabinho is probably top 3 DMs in the world. Like,
100.
so that's a nice thing to just see where he is. So, right now, yeah, he is the hub of our attacking play. Saka looks great. Partey, since the turn of the year, since like January, since he came back after the red card against you guys, it's kind of looked a lot better. He looks settled. Like a lot. That's the thing about our team. A lot of the people look settled now, which makes the games go a bit better. Even to me, the guy who goes under the radar the most is Ben White. Like he gets laughed at a lot. He got laughed at a lot at the start of the season. But he's very, very important to us. Even our build up from the back. Like you might not see it, and if you don't, you don't. But
I personally don't rate Ben White. I just think as a defender, I don't think he's crap. I just think as a defender, I know you'll say he's a great ball player and all that. I just think as a defender, even say last week, that's Sissoko, that was absolutely horrendous defend. Just like one-on-one things, just the decisions he makes, he kind of gets caught out and stuff. I just don't rate him as a defender. Very good on the ball. He kind of reminds me of a worse version of John Stones, because I actually rate John Stones. I think he's actually a decent defender, but like good on the ball, and so he kind of reminds me of John Stones at Everton, maybe. Let's say great on the ball and stuff, but defensively can really be got at. Maybe he'll improve, but
that's the thing.
And that's the thing.
To me, he's been at Leeds, he's been at Brighton, and he hasn't really had a set position. Like, he's one of those players. He can play centre mid, he can play right back, he can play centre back, he can play sweeper, he can play anywhere you ask him to play, he can play there. Now he's being asked to be like our leader at the back, in essence, like him and Gabriel. And I think he's doing a good job. He's stepping to the plate. I know he's like one-on-one situations that he definitely does need to improve at some things, but his positioning, like there's a lot of the times where in that Leicester game, if his positioning's wrong, the Harvey Barnes or Iheanacho can be in. So I just think even England haven't got the best defenders. He could eat in the next
Harry
year
Maguire's
or so.
playing. He should definitely.
Listen, with Harry Maguire's performances lately,
we're all better than Harry Maguire. Like, honestly,
White might skip into that position. I know we're totally off the subject, but I saw Maguire get shouted at the other day. Right in his face, laughed
by who?
When he scored when he banged in that own goal, bro. That was,
Romero was in his face.
Yeah, I don't like them Spurs boys, but that was funny.
I rated them.
I love
Maguire. That's another player where just every game you just see this, just not cut out for this level. I don't think he's terrible.
He's Leicester level. He's Leicester level.
He's not.
He's Leicester.
Yeah, he's not. He's like because
he's Burnley level.
Nah,
because James Tarkowski's better. James Tarkowski's better. We won't get into
it. I was going to say Burnley's back line is probably better.
Yeah,
too good.
And let's just say this though. James Tarkowski isn't Burnley level, so he's not Burnley level. Maguire isn't, because if he was successful at Leicester, that's why he was bought. Like it was kind of a Man City Jedi trick as well. But
they pretended they want them. They done that with Ronaldo as well, I think, and Alexis Sanchez.
Those boys are good over there. But
they know what they're at.
Let's be real. Like Maguire is not he's not terrible. He's just an average defender. That's the thing. That's the thing, though. I think things like that happen when you see a player not playing well. Then they get thrown with a brush that they shouldn't have. Like Maguire, I don't think is terrible, because if he wasn't terrible, like how has he been at 2 Premier League clubs and played well with them? Like how are you now terrible?
I don't think he was playing. I think even when he was same with the Rashford, even when he was playing well, I don't really think he was playing that well. I think
but it still makes, even if you don't rate him to the standards that I might, like I don't even think I rate him at a high standard. I just think he's average. He's fit for the league.
I think he's below average for me.
I think he's a mid-table player, to be honest. That's what I reckon.
See, I think you can play because if Leicester were all right, let's just put it this way: if I go to Leicester's back line, if it's Fofana and
Soyuncu,
whoever, Soyuncu is. If you
he's
want
not
to talk
great,
about
but
I do think
he's better than Maguire just because he can move a bit better. I think he's better than Maguire.
I think Soyuncu is a poor man's David Luiz. Like he is really, really like David Luiz.
There is no poor man's David Luiz. It's just David Luiz.
He's got the same hair. He plays the same way. He's a leftover free. Like
Maguire wouldn't be near David Luiz's level. I don't think. No,
I'm talking about Soyuncu.
Yeah, but do you reckon Maguire is David Luiz level?
No, I think Luiz is a lot better. Like
Luiz is better, but Maguire is closer to his level.
People used to say even Maguire is a good ball player. He's terrible on the ball. He tries to do them diags. At least Luiz could absolutely ping one.
That was an English media trick. Like when you say someone's good on the ball, like
that is English media trick.
He's average on the ball. Like even John Stones is not amazing on the ball.
See, why I think Maguire is so bad is because he thinks he has no self-awareness. So he thinks he can go close to a defender, but he just gets spun. Or he thinks he can play that pass, but he can't. If he just kept it really, really simple, I think he'd be okay. But you know, when a player, they think they're better than they are, so it actually makes them worse because they try things they can't really do.
You know what I think it is?
And I see that as well. I actually see him doing things that are a bit beyond him, or he didn't need to. He could have done a simpler thing, but he's got this whole, I'm Maguire, I'm Capo, I should be able to do this, so I'm going to do it. It doesn't always work off.
I don't think it's that. I think it's a player who's struggling for confidence, so you're trying to overcompensate. That's literally it. That's what I think it is.
Maybe.
Semantics. Pretty much,
That's what I think it is.
Yeah, a bit of that. Yeah, I reckon it probably is same contribution, but not to stray too far off the topic, but I just want to say, like, I think one of the things that Arteta has changed, and it's been really, really good that he focused and honed in on this the moment he got into the role, was the atmosphere at the club, the DNA of the club, the etiquettes of the club, what goes on in the changing room, what goes on back in the dining, in the cafeteria, the interaction between the players and the managers and the staff, the kind of family environment that Arsenal were known to have, that used to overspill onto the fans, and the fans and the players was like we was all a family, you know what I mean? And it was just a really good atmosphere, and that's been missing for such a long time. I think the atmosphere started to disappear. Sanchez era, it started to get a bit nasty up at the Emirates, you know, and that's because the mentality in the Arsenal squad was a bit toxic, shall we say, and a bit nasty as well. So one thing that it's like he's coming to the club going, what the hell is this? You know, like, what is going on? I could just imagine him going into the changing room and them's got their headphones on, listening to individual music and stuff, not doing.
He would have been used to the City, City dressing.
Exactly.
Because I watched the All or Nothing City. He actually did a lot of the team talks.
He did.
But I'd say, because I actually watched all that, it was very good. Like, because he did a lot of stuff. But what I'd say is, going
must
from
have been a sham walking into
the company to whoever, you know,
whoever, and seeing that and then thinking like, and obviously I'm exaggerating, but it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have seen a film called Class Act back in the day. Yeah, it's very old school film, but it's like Kid and Play, and their names get put on the wrong report cards, and one ends up in the posh class when he shouldn't have been, and one ends up in the ghetto class when he shouldn't have been. So it's like going from cities in the posh class and then going into the ghetto class is going at to Arsenal, and he must have just been thinking, I need to fix this, because this isn't even a snippet of what I know was at Arsenal when I was here. I need to bring this sort of atmosphere back somehow. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. And the guy's done it, and you can just see it with the relationship with the players. You can see it in their training sessions when you watch it, all the behind the scenes and how interactive they are and how friendly they are with each other. And then the fans cheering again. The Emirates is loud. The Emirates is never loud. That's a library.
Emirates is always loud, man.
Right. Janelle, come on, man.
Come on, man. I'm there all the time. Come on, man.
Are you trying to get the job for the flipping dinosaur out here, bruv? Yeah, you're trying to be the bloody mascot. I'm telling you, it is a bloody library at the Emirates. But right now, the atmosphere is amazing. Elijah?
Yeah, it's true. You got a point there. I'll say this though. I think it will all change again. You know how we got these positive fans. I don't know if you watch all these Arsenal channels, but there's a lot of people saying big up Arteta, big up Arteta. If we lose to Liverpool, I can see a lot of people coming out and saying this guy ain't right for the club.
No, but forget the big up Arteta thing. The main thing is that the atmosphere amongst the fans, bro.
Oh yes,
They're
back.
smiling. They're
We're
happy.
back. Yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah, yeah,
cheering.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
noisy
yeah,
again. You can just
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah.
it's changed, and that's one thing that I can actually just say. Arteta did that. He did that. That's what he did. Yeah, and that's one thing I applaud. He
And
worked his
that's
ass off to get that back.
no, of course, and that's one thing people see. That's off the pitch. There's something on the pitch people haven't noticed. Xhaka used to get criticised for the tackling he does. He doesn't do any more tackling. He swapped roles. He's put Partey more deeper, and he said, "Xhaka, go and attack a bit more." I don't think that will work against Liverpool, though. I don't know about you lot, but I feel like they should swap it back and let Partey do the driving forward.
Yes, you know how it works, because this has always been the plan, by the way. Like Xhaka was bought to be an 8. Like Wenger just didn't have the right players.
Yeah.
So he ended up playing as a 4-2-3-1, and then you can see his inefficiencies, whatever you want to call them, because he's just not mobile in it. But Partey is mobile, so Partey is meant to be at the base of the midfield.
Yeah.
And then Xhaka he's kind of in a like he can't do much wrong there, like because you ain't got that much responsibility. Like you have to support Martinelli on the left and just make sure you get up and down the pitch. That's literally it. So that's why, yeah, it's kind of foolproof. Like it's gonna work. It doesn't mean that he shouldn't be switched though when it hits someone. Like this doesn't change anyone. It doesn't change my stance on Xhaka. Like I don't think he's any better. He's still a 29-year-old teenager. Because you make wild challenges, you do a lot of wild stuff, but it's been limited, and that's the signs of a good manager. And you can limit chaos.
Limit the damage limitation.
That's it.
Dermot, give me 3 Arsenal players that you are worried about on Wednesday. Then we'll wrap it up with predictions.
Martinelli, Saka, and I don't know if Smith Rowe will play. I know you think probably, but I think Smith Rowe, he's good at driving forward. He has a goal, and so I'll say the 3 young lads. I think they're all quality, to be honest.
Fair enough. And just off that, if we do cause trouble, whatever you're going with, what's your predictions for the game on Wednesday evening?
I think I'm going to go obviously Liverpool. I think we'll edge it 2-1. I think we might even go behind. It might, you know what I mean? It might be 1-1 for, I think we'll nick it. I don't know if Salah will play. I think he will. To be honest, even if he doesn't play, I still think we'll be okay because Diaz has been flying. Jota or Firmino can slot in. Salah actually hasn't been playing amazing, so I'd nearly play Jota because he has actually an amazing record against you. Always seems to score. Thiago was rested at the weekend. So yeah, 2-1. I just think Thiago might just have a good game when him and Fabinho play together. They just kind of dominate the midfield. We definitely won't dominate the game though. Like the Emirates will be bouncing. I'm predicting Wednesday night, like 8:15 kickoff and all that. I'm gonna say 2-1, an edgy 2-1.
Nice. Yeah, it won't be an easy game. I'll say that for free, man. I feel like all the Arsenal fans in that stadium believe Arsenal should be walking away with 3 points and not losing. So you just put very good point there. Jeff, let me come to you next, bro. Give me your predictions. And do you see Liverpool or Arsenal taking over the game?
I actually think it might end up 1-1. I feel like it all depends on how we start the game. If we start the game and it supports the atmosphere, and in the first 15 minutes we smother Liverpool as best we can, then could force them into an early mistake and maybe get a goal. And I just think that defensively, whilst we seem to be a better unit, you just can't sleep on Salah, Mane, Jota, Diaz, whoever's going forward. And Thiago is going to be the hardest player to get a hold on. Like Odegaard and Xhaka and whoever else have got a task on their hands, because when Thiago plays for Liverpool, they play better. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to get a hand on him. He's the one who you have to try and stop. Because if he starts popping it around and doing what we like to see, like Odegaard and that do, or Partey even, how he's been controlling the middle the last few games, we've got a real problem on our hands. But I think if we start the game well, then yeah, I'll say 1-1.
1-1. Okay. And Arash, yourself, man, and what's your predictions, man? How do you see it going?
I think it's going to be a good game. It's not going to be as one-sided as it usually has been over the last few seasons, I don't think. But I think how we will get a goal is that we will kind of press from early and we'll probably force him into early mistake and then capitalize on that. But I still think that Liverpool have got the ability to turn the game around. I think it's going to finish 2-1 to Liverpool. I think out of the possible 9 points that we could have picked up out of these 3 games, I think that's going to be the ones where we drop points.
Fair enough, fair shout. For me, I know Dermot said Jota's got a good record, but if you look at their past history, so does Salah and Mane. They've all got amazing records against us, bro. So, it's a weird one, man. It's a weird one. I'll say this though. Normally when we get an early goal, we seem to be laughing throughout the game. However, as Dermot said, if we get an early game, them not just turn up. Klopp just turns them up, man. So I'm gonna go 2-2. I don't want to predict a loss. I don't want to predict a loss at all. I'm gonna go 2-2. And I think VAR will make a disappointing decision.
Oh, for sure.
Don't they all? Always, even don't they
For
always?
sure.
So Dermot,
Taxes and that.
yeah, it happens all the time. Hopefully, it will go against you guys, and we will get a decision for one.
What do you reckon? Any red cards, Jay?
Whoa, if there's going to be a red card, it's going to be my guy Shaka, ain't it? Do you get what I'm saying? But thank God, I mean, Jeff saying keep it the same formation. I said switch it back, let Xhaka play a bit deeper so he can be an extra centre back and put Partey more of the driving force. But if that's the case, if we're doing what we're doing and the winning streak's been working and Partey's come from the top, Xhaka hasn't got to do much tackling unless he's got to come in for a few set pieces and that. But yeah, man, that's where the red card. But I'm hoping there's a VAR decision that goes our way and it just rattles them. When Liverpool rattled, they're rattled, innit? Like nothing they can do about it. They can't really come back, really. So we rattled them 2-1. We could just hold it. I'm hoping anyway. That's a hope.
So it's 2-1 with VAR assistance.
2-2 with normal.
I'm saying 2-2. I'm saying if it's 2-1, then if it happens at 2-1, then we're laughing kind of thing. But again, they're going to be hard to break down. And if anyone's going to be doing the pressing, I think they'll be pressing from early. So we just got to capitalize on that and maybe counter. And we got the boys to do it as well. We know it. You know what I mean? We got the kid. They got lungs on them. So
what I hope doesn't happen is that we get starstruck and we give them too much respect, because
I hate that.
Liverpool, who have to defend, is a worse Liverpool. Yeah, when they've got an attacking team that puts their defenders under pressure, it's that they're not as solid at the back as they used to be. Yeah, even Van Dijk has got mistakes in him now, whereas he wouldn't a season or two ago. Yeah, so I think that. Yeah, I think it will be a good game. I think it'll be a good game, but I just can't see Liverpool being the ones to drop it. I think they've just got too much ability to come back.
I say the person who has one of the biggest roles, in my opinion, is Lacazette. Because normally when you're the sole guy, you're playing against, if we use the last game as an example, is it Soyuncu and who at the back? Who was the other Leicester centre back?
Amarty, was it?
Amarty.
Yes.
All right, I'd back Lacazette to cause problems against those two. And you're against Van Dijk and Matip. That's arguably the best partnership in the league.
Yep.
You got a big task in your hands. It's because you're not going to really get in behind, because Van Dijk is lightning quick even after the injury, and your hold-up play is going to have to be exceptionally good because they're both strong. So, and his work rate in terms of, he might be one task was trying to stop Thiago. If Thiago pops in around and drops deep and tries to do what he does, so he's got a big task on his hands. So I'd like to see what he's going to do too.
I was thinking it was going to be Fabinho versus Lacazette. I don't think Lacazette will get close to Matip that much or to Van Dijk as much as I would hope him to be fair. I think Fabinho's going to say, nah, little guy, not happening today. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that might be the battle we see.
So you see, like, for instance, I mean, Dimmer, you know this, that when Liverpool are kind of on the attack, the wingers, the wing backs go up, Van Dijk and Matip will kind of spread further wide, so just to make a bigger ground that the defense
Fabinho comes in.
Yes,
comes in.
it comes in. So it
free.
would. So in reality, I believe that those two are
Dropped
going to
in.
have a harder game, and who their opponents are going to be is going to be against a Saka and a Martinelli, or a Saka and a Evil and I believe that this is where the danger is mainly going to come. It's not going to come through Lacazette this time. Lacazette's going to probably be the hold-up man and the relief player. That when we're under the pressure or bombardment of Liverpool, if we are under that, he's going to be the stress reliever. Get that ball, hold it up, but it's going to always be laid off to the wings, and it's going to be a good contest between those four players on the pitch on Wednesday, because I mean, I can't see Trent and Robertson getting back to do that role, because I just can't see it in them. But that's going to be the challenge, I believe. Those four players, that's where it's going to be all happen between those lot.
Dermot, any last words from you? Well,
no,
channel,
yeah, we haven't been on lately. We've been busy and stuff, but kind of just been inconsistent. But yeah, we're hopefully to get back posting. But no, it was a pleasure to be on, just to chat a bit of ball back here. But yeah, it's going to be a sweaty game. Yeah, come on, delighted to be back. But no, it's going to be a sweaty game Wednesday, and yeah, they all will be. But no, I have to say, the Gooners are doing well. It was a pleasure to be back on, lads. So thanks for having me.
No, it's great having you here, man.
Appreciate having you, bro.
We might add you to the group chat just to talk through the game while we're all watching it together and just chat shit to each other. How about that?
Stress. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, no, thank you guys.
Yeah, for sure, boys.
Thank you guys for tuning in,
gents,
to Real Ball Talk today. Rash, closing words, bro.
Yeah, man. Look, we all know what's going on in the world right now. Big conflict going on in Europe, in Eastern Europe, that between Russia and the Ukraine. Now, the ins and outs of it, we don't really know. We have our media system, they have their media systems. We're all getting told whatever is beneficial for the governments that be. Okay, but one thing that I'm sure that the world all agrees on is that it is horrible and wrong that innocent people and innocent lives are being lost. Children, women, even men, their lives being taken away from them for issues that they are not even aware of, that they've got nothing to do with. It's about people at a table that don't eat with us, who are making decisions that we suffer for. Okay, and these are the people that we need to support. These are the people that we need to keep our prayers off and be aware of. And remember that this is who you should be speaking up for. The displaced people, the murdered people, the hurt people, the people who are going through this. No one wants to live in a society where you come outside and you can be killed by soldiers with bullets or by missiles. I mean, it's crazy to think it's even going on, but maybe that's the naivety of me, because at the same time, it's been going on. It's just going on in places where they don't get the same amount of sensitivity or the same amount of care, do you know what I mean? Or the same amount of help, yeah, or the same amount of willingness to prevent these things happening to them. That's why we are not too aware of them, or even our hearts might not be attached to them. But let's just speak it from a mankind point of view. We're all human. We're all brothers in humanity. We're all brothers and sisters in humanity. And the killing of the innocent is wrong. The displacement of the innocent is wrong. So these guys at the top of the table who are arguing about things that we've got nothing to do with, why don't you lot just go on an island and fight it out? Yeah, because at the end of the day, all you're doing is hurting innocent people. Right? So we're all one voice, and if we speak with it, we can be louder than all of the noise. So just remember, love always wins. Let's keep it positive, people.
Thank you. Yeah, as Rash said, love always wins. We should be back on Wednesday, but we'll keep you posted on all socials. And yeah, take care. Peace.
Salam.